slow flow power. So if you're not used to doing power yoga, don't worry. We can modify this practice to suit your needs. And you'll just, do a little less, maybe come out of the poses a little quicker than we are. You might want to have a blanket and maybe a block to support yourself. So what is slow flow power? So the power practice is a lot of vinyasa, which means you're doing chaturanga as a high to low plank in between a lot of your poses, but you don't have to. You can always skip that part, go to downward facing dog, and I'll walk you through it as we go. But we'll just go at an easy pace, right? It's not going to be a super fast class. We'll just do some basic flow. We're not going to be doing handstands or handstand hops or anything like that unless you want to. Right? If you're at a point in the practice and you feel it's appropriate for you, then you do that. So to start your practice, go ahead and get into child's pose. Child's pose, just take your big toes to touch, knees apart, and then bring your forehead down. Now, I've been working in the garden, so I did 2 days this weekend of gardening and raking and planting and all that stuff. So my lower back is a little tight, so I'm going to take a block underneath my forehead because the floor seems like a really long way away right now. And take your hands out in front of you. Let your breath just be soft for now. Breathe in and out of your nose. Just concentrate on just arriving on your mat and letting your body get heavy and grounded into your mat. Start to increase the volume of your breath a little. So not at full capacity, make it about, 60%. Gradually increasing your volume. Start to turn on your Ujjayi sound. For Ujjayi breath, you breathe in and out of your nose, and then just slightly restrict the back of your throat so that your breath becomes more audible. So you can see after a few breaths, my lower back started to let go. So now I can bring my forehead all the way to the floor. And I don't feel like there is a pinching or a pulling here anymore. Just a nice stretch. So let's stay here for another 5 breaths. Reach your hands a little bit more forward. Let your elbows still rest on the floor. So just reach your arms as far as you can, while keeping your elbows connected to your mat. Take one more breath here. And then reach your fingertips a little bit closer to the front of your mat. Spread your palms wide. Spread your fingers apart. And then lift your elbows up off of your mat. So we're starting to activate the upper body more now. Draw your shoulder blades down your back and look forward. And then come up onto your hands and knees. Take your knees about hips distance apart, hands shoulder width apart. And just look over your right shoulder to the back of your mat. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, look over your left shoulder to the back of your mat and go side to side. So we're just slowly warming up, making our way eventually into downward facing dog. One more time, side to side. And then bring yourself to a neutral spine. And those come into cat-cows. As you inhale, pull your chest forward, lift your sits bones up. Exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin into your chest. Inhale, pull your chest forward, lift your sits bones. Exhale, round your spine. One more inhale. And exhale. Come back to a flat back. Draw your belly in and take your right foot back behind you and push your heel to the back of your mat. Stretching out the back of your leg. And then take the right knee down, left foot goes back. Push your toes down, press your heel back. Nice stretch of your calf. And then take it down. Curl your toes under. Lift your belly in and up. And then take your hips towards the ceiling and then back into downward facing dog. Breathe in here. Kind of lift up on your heels so you're pressing into your tippy toes, lifting the heels. Exhale, drop your heels back to the floor. Now draw your shoulder blades down your back. And then move around in your down dog however you want to. So I'm just pedaling my feet here because that feels good on my legs. I'm going to take my right leg up and open, stretching through the side body. Maybe go to the other side. So just do whatever feels good in your body right now. It doesn't have to be what I'm doing. If you're in down dog, you can't see what I'm doing anyway. All right, so just move around. Stretch your body. Let it be an organic movement. Good, now let's come to stillness. Draw your shoulder blades down your back. Look forward and then walk your feet to your hands. We'll come over into a ragdoll pose. So grab opposite elbows. Your feet are hips distance apart here. And now bend your knees a lot. And then let your head drop. So foundation is important. Push into your feet. And then squeeze your leg muscles in towards their bones. Draw your belly button in. See if you can fold a little bit deeper. Just with those actions, pressing into the feet, squeezing your leg muscles, pulling your belly in. Drop the head, drop the head. Now slowly start to straighten your legs a little at a time. Don't rush it. If you get to a spot and your back says no or your hamstrings aren't happy about it, go ahead and stop. Maybe soften it a little bit. Press back into your feet. Squeeze your legs. Draw in your belly. And just see where that takes you. Ujjayi breath. Breathe in through your nose. And breathe out through your nose. One more breath. Exhale. And release your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Pull your chest forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Rise to stand, reach all the way up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Take a breath in here. And a breath out. Now take your blanket. Let's go ahead and place the blanket in the middle of your mat. So we are going to do some knee down lunges first before we get into sun salutation A and B. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take your right knee back, right knee down. So stack your left knee over your left ankle, and as you inhale, reach your arms up and hold here. Now grab your right wrist with your left hand, lean up and over to your left side. Keep your belly button drawn in and up, and you're pressing your feet into the floor. Make sure your foundation is strong as you squeeze your legs and draw your belly in. Inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, down. Take the left foot back to meet the right, high plank. Now come down to your knees. Bend your elbows. Upward facing dog as you inhale. And it could also be cobra, right? You just stay low and lift here. Go into child's pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then come up onto your hands and knees. Back into downward facing dog. Take your right leg up behind you as you inhale. Exhale, hug your right knee into your chest. Step forward. Your left knee comes down. Lunge. Reach up. Get into your foundation. Press into your feet. Squeeze your leg muscles in. Lift up through the chest. Take your left wrist with your right hand. Lift up. Lean over. Stretching through the left side body. Lift your heart towards the ceiling. Ujjayi breath. Inhale, lift up, come to center. Exhale, hands down, curl your back toe under, lift up, and take a big step forward and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, reach up. Exhale, fold all the way forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take your left foot back, left knee down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Pull your belly in and twist to your right. You can stay upright in your twist like this, or hook your left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Good, one more breath. Inhale, unwind, reach your arms up. Get really steady here. Press into your feet. Squeeze your leg muscles. Exhale, take your hands down. Take the right foot back to meet the left, high plank. Bring the knees down. Bend your elbows, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And again, it can be cobra. But from wherever you're at, we're going into child's pose. Sink your hips back. Let your forehead drop. Take a breath. And then come onto your hands and knees. Downward facing dog from here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take your left leg up behind you. Stretch it long. Knee into your chest. Step forward. Right knee will come down. Inhale. Reach your arms up. Coming into your lunge. Stretch long. Exhale. Bring your hands to your heart center. Twist to your left. Again, stay upright or hook your right elbow to the outside of your left thigh. Now notice my hips went back, right, when I started to hook. Drive your left shin forward. Again, you want to keep your left knee stacked over your left ankle. And then work into the twist. Right, listen to your body. If you need to be more upright, if your back is a little cranky today, stay upright. Otherwise, coming into the fuller version of the twist. Good, Ujjayi breath. One more, inhale. Long exhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Inhale, come all the way up. Reach, reach, reach. And then exhale, take your hands down, curl the back toes under, lift your right knee, step forward, and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise and stand, reach all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. One more round of knee down lunges. Inhale, up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take your right foot back, your right knee down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Curl your back toes under. Lift your right knee. So coming into crescent lunge. You can keep your hands at your heart center or reach your arms up towards the ceiling. You choose. Or somewhere in between. Right? Goalpost arms, it's great. Draw your belly in. Let the tailbone drop. So you're trying to keep your torso nice and long, lifting towards the ceiling as the legs are grounded down. Squeeze your legs. Breathe in. Exhale, take your hands down. Take the left foot back to meet the right. You can keep the knees down the whole time. Bend your elbows, low plank. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, child's pose. Breathe in. And breathe out. One more breath. Exhale. And then inhale, come up onto your hands and knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, take your right leg up behind you. Exhale, pull your knee into your chest. Step forward. Left knee will come down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Curl your left toes under. Lift your left knee. Lunging on the other side. So for your crescent lunge, you can reach your arms up. Goalpost, hips. Find what works for you today. I'm going to do goalpost arms because I like to work on the muscles in between my shoulder blades, really squeezing those in. Good. Power into your feet. Squeeze your leg muscles super tight. Draw your belly in. We're creating stability here. Draw the belly in as the tailbone drops. Torso lengthening up. One more breath. Inhale, look up. Exhale, take your hands down. Take a big step forward and fold. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, reach up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. I'm going to move my blanket off of my mat and take a quick drink of water. Also get the time up here so I can keep on schedule here. Okay, all set. Come back to the front of your mat. Now you can keep the blanket down. We're going to go into sun salutations like the normal traditional. And that involves a chaturanga or a high to low plank. You can do it knees up or down. So decide if you want to keep the blanket there. Just be mindful of the blanket as you move. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, take your feet back. High plank. Now fire up your legs. Draw your belly in. Shift forward on your toes. Here's where you can bring the knees down or keep them lifted. Low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So in that downward facing dog, you could do a cobra. Right? You don't have to go all the way through. Maybe the next one I'll show you the alternative. Breathe in. Exhale. Look forward, step forward, and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, take your feet back. Shift forward on the toes, knees down. Come all the way down to your belly. Cobra, little baby cobra. Downward facing dog. All right, so you can do it that way. Breathe in. Breathe out. Look forward. Step forward and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, reach up. Exhale, fold all the way forward. Just going to continue moving. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back, high plank. Shift forward, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more breath here in down dog. Really push your chest towards your thighs and squeeze those shoulder blades down your back. Look forward. You can hop or step to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Rise to stand, reach up. Fold forward. Two more sun A's. Inhale, halfway lift, however you want to do them. Exhale, plant your hands, feet go back, high plank. Shift forward, low plank. Upward facing dog to downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. 2 breaths, you guys. Breathe in. Exhale it out. 1 more breath. Drop your heels, pull the shoulders down, look forward, hop or step. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Let's do 1 more. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank or chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look forward, step or hop. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, chair pose. Not so bad, right? So bring your big toes to touch your heels slightly apart. And then sink your hips back. As you look down at your toes, you want to be able to see them. If your knees are way over, I want you to pull your hips back, trying to shift your knees out. Shift your knees over your ankles. You can go post your arms here. Whatever feels good. Right, so this is straining my lower back a little bit. So I'm going to sit up a little bit higher in my chair and pull my belly in and up. Good, that feels better, a little bit more stable. So you can make these little adjustments for yourself depending upon what you're feeling in the day. Breathe in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga, high to low plank. Doing that with the knees up or down. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Downward facing dog, go. Now let's stay here for a moment. Go back to pedaling your feet. So bend 1 knee at a time, stretching out the legs. And then come to stillness. Look forward. Softly step your right foot forward into warrior 1. Your back foot will be at an angle. So say like a 45-degree angle. This will allow your hips to be a little bit more square to the front of your mat. Arms up or a goalpost, right? You're always choosing what's best for yourself right now. Spread your fingers wide no matter what you choose. And then gaze forward. Ujjayi breath. So power just equals force times velocity. So right now we're using a little bit more force, right? We're not going fast. We're just sitting here in the pose. And you can come out anytime you want. Just ask yourself if you really need to come out. Or is your brain just saying you need to? Good, let's take 1 more breath here. And then exhale, hands down. Come up onto the tippy toes of your back foot. Plant your hands and come into your high plank. Shift forward on your toes. Knees can come down, low plank. Upward facing dog or cobra. Downward facing dog, go back. Keep your belly pulled in. Take a breath in and a breath out. And then look forward. Step your left foot forward gently into warrior one. So now your right foot is at a 45-degree angle. Sink into your front knee. Good, and press into the outer edge of your back foot. Remember, your arms can be however you want them. You can even take them behind and open the chest. Okay. Draw your belly in and up. See how that lifts me up a little bit? I'm going to take that sink into my front knee a little bit more. Try to pull my hips so that they're square-ish to the front of the mat. And then I'm just trying to power up my pose by making little adjustments. I'm going to sink into my front knee a little bit more. Press into the outer edge of your back foot more. Spread your fingers wide like you want like jazz hands all the time. My class calls them yoga hands. Good. Breathe in. Breathe out. Sink a little bit further in. All right, we're coming into the force part of power. Just staying in it. Inhale, look up. Exhale, hands down. Come on to the tippy toes of your back foot. Plant your hands. Left foot goes back, high plank. Shift forward on your toes. Knees can come down, low plank. Notice I'm taking that option. Inhale, upward facing dog. Doesn't have to be big. Knees don't have to be off the floor. Downward facing dog. Go. Draw your belly in. Nice and slow. Let your heels drop as you come back. And let's go back into pedaling our feet. Stretching out. Good. Come to stillness. Drop your heels. Breathe in. Exhale. Look forward and take your right foot forward. Warrior one. Exhale, high to low plank. All right, now we're going a little bit faster, playing with velocity. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Take a breath out. Look forward. Step your left foot forward. Warrior one. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, high to low plank. You can come down to your knees. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Look forward. Hop or step to the front of your mat. You're choosing how you're going. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Chair pose. So I'm going to sit a little bit higher in my chair pose. I'm still going to try to push my hips back. Lift the heart. Breathe in. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart center, twist to your right. So you can be upright in your twist or hook your left elbow to the outside of the right thigh. Now keep your knees together like they were pushing into a wall equally. What happens is this right hip wants to come back, and so your left knee will jut forward. Keep it even. Now you're taking your twist into your spine. If you don't, it's just, you're doing something weird in the hips, and there's not as much twist happening in your spine, which is where we're going for it. Take a breath in, and then as you exhale, fold. Separate your feet about hip distance apart. Grab your big toes with your peace fingers. Let's come into a forward fold. Elbows come out to the side. Pull your shoulder blades down your back. In here with your knees, you're going to bend them as much as you need to accommodate for hamstrings or lower back. Come back into your Ujjayi breath if it's gone away. One more breath. And release your toes. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. It can be cobra. Downward facing dog, go back. Look forward. Step your left foot forward. Crescent lunge, right? Breathe in. And breathe out. Oh no, I feel like I know what I'm doing. You guys, this happens to me a lot. Like I forget where I was going with everything. Okay, I know now. Breathe in. Exhale, hands to your heart center. We're twisting to the left. So you're either staying upright in your twist or hook your right elbow to the outside of your left thigh. Palms together. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Stay here in your twist. Draw your belly button in and up. Good. Fire up your back leg. So squeeze your leg muscles into the bones. All right, so powerful here. Drive that left shin forward a little bit. So you want to keep your left knee stacked over your left ankle. Good, and then come down, step forward. I realize it's not really what we did, right? Chair pose twist, that's what we want to do. Keep your shins together. It's not perfect, you guys. Not at all. Sink your hips low. Turn your torso. Let's take one more breath. And then exhale, fold, separate your feet about hips distance. Let's come into gorilla pose. So take your hands underneath your feet, bend your knees a lot, and let your head drop. And then you'll start to straighten your legs a little bit at a time, but keeping a nice bend in the knees will help you out, especially for your hamstrings, lower back. And then you just play with your breath and stretching a little bit deeper. So as you inhale, you can let your hips drop, bend the knees. Exhale, straighten some. Drop your head. And stay here for 3 more breaths. And slowly release your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, reach up. Hands to your heart center. All right, so we've got to do the crescent lunge twist on the other side because I added it in mistakenly on the other side. Let's even ourselves out. Start in your crescent lunge. Reach up, lift up. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Draw your belly in as you twist to your right. Let this right hip drop and go towards the back of your mat. Nice and powerful. Breathe in, lengthen your spine. Exhale, draw your belly in, twist more. One more breath. And then take your hands down, step forward, and fold. Take your big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. Come into chair pose. Sink your hips. A little bit lower. And then straighten your legs, powering into your feet. Lift your heart. And then take your hands to your heart center. Good, so we'll do balancing. Take your right foot into your left thigh, right, or your shin. Toes could be on the floor, going for tree pose. So push your foot and your leg together. You can goal post your arms all the way up, or hands behind you. I'm gonna go with hands behind me. Press down into your standing foot. Squeeze your leg muscles in. Push your foot and your leg together nice and strong. And then hold it here. Good, one more breath in. Long breath out. And release it. Bring your hands back to your heart center. And then right knee comes forward and release. Shake it out. Other side. Grounding down into your right foot. The left foot is going to come into the inner thigh, shin, or toes on the floor. Start with your hands at your heart center. Really push down into your right foot. Lengthen up. And then choose where you're going. This time I'm going to goal post my arms, so you can switch it up. It doesn't have to be the same. Push your foot and your thigh together. Squeeze them in. Draw the belly in. Create length through your torso by lifting the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. And breathe. Two more breaths. And then bring your hands to your heart center. Left knee comes forward. And then take it out, shake it out. Take a drink of water. All right, come to the front of your mat. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Take your feet back, high plank. And let's hold our high plank here. So you can keep your knees down or lifted. We'll go for 30 seconds. Pull your chest forward. Squeeze your belly button in. And breathe. You can be okay with your shaking. Activating our core. If this is too much for your wrist, you can come down onto your forearms, but you got 10 seconds left. You got this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take your knees down. Come into child's pose. Let everything go. One more breath in child's pose. And then come up. Let's come on our backs. And then I want your feet on the floor, knees up. So your feet are about hips distance apart here. And you want to be able to like almost touch your heels if you take your hands on the floor. Right. Try to find your heels. Good. And then lift your hips up. And then squeeze your shoulder blades together so you're walking your upper arm bones closer to each other underneath you. Interlace your fingers if you can and lift your hips for a bridge pose. Legs are strong. Push into your feet. Squeeze your leg muscles. If you can't interlace your fingers, take your elbows down to the floor. Your palms will mirror each other. Spread your fingers wide, so fingertips pointing towards the ceiling. Press down into your back of your arms and your elbows to squeeze your chest together a little bit more. Still strong in your legs. Good. We're going to hold this for a count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If your fingers are interlaced, slowly take them apart. And then slowly, again, bring your hips down. But you're coming down one vertebrae at a time, from the shoulders all the way down to your pelvis, and then slowly let your pelvis come to the floor. And then bring the soles of your feet together, knees go wide. Take one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly for Supta Baddha Konasana. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out through your nose. One more breath in. Long breath out. And then bring your knees together. Roll to your side and come all the way up. Actually, I think we are going to do a full hour today. Hope you're okay with that. Let's come into downward facing dog. And then right into pigeon pose. So right side pigeon. Take your right shin forward and then scooch your left leg back. Right, and sit up tall on your spine. Give a little flex in your front foot. Sit up tall. And then as you exhale, come forward. Now if pigeon does not work for you this way, you can do it laying down on your back. So you'd come on your back, take the right foot, cross it over the left shin, the left thigh, and then bring it back. So I'm going to go into pigeon here. Regular old pigeon. I'm going to stack my forearms and let my head rest here. I can also take a block, put it underneath my rib cage, so that I could really just sink into this. And we'll stay in pigeon pose for about a minute on each side. So I've got a timer here. Look at it. And in those 60 seconds, let your body drop into the pose. Take your hands back, sit up, swing your legs around, and then stack your left shin on top of the right. Sit up nice and tall, and then exhale. Just bring your hands forward slightly. So now we're targeting the outer left hip here. And then walk yourself back up. Let's go to the other side. So take your left shin forward. And you could go into a downward facing dog and take your left shin forward. I just did it the lazy way. So lift up tall. You want to stick yourself up nice and tall before you fold over, so you're getting some nice length through your spine. And then as you exhale, walk your hands forward. I'm going to go ahead and stack my wrists again to give my head support. I don't feel like I need a block underneath my rib cage this time. Let your body be really heavy here. And I think we did almost 2 minutes on the other side, so we'll Do that again. With every exhale, just let your body drop. Let's take a few more breaths. Slowly start to lift your torso, drop your left hip down, swing your right leg over, and stack your your right shin on top of your left. And I didn't mention it before, but if it doesn't feel good, like bring your top shin forward. Foot can be on the floor, or find any pose that works for you. Sit up nice and tall on your spine, and then as you exhale, walk your hands forward. Going back to that outer right hip now. Good. One more breath here. And then walk your hands back. Go ahead and take your feet forward. So both feet together, flex your feet. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Let's go onto our backs. We're not going to need our props anymore. And as you come down onto your back, take a full body stretch. So reach your arms back behind you. Press your heels forward. Exhale, hug your right knee into your chest. And twist to your left. Reach your right arm out to the side. Inhale, full body stretch. Exhale, hug your left knee in, twist to your right. Maybe look over your left shoulder to your left hand. Inhale, full body stretch. Let's do that one more time on each side because it just felt really good. Right knee in, twist to your left. Look over your right shoulder, over your right hand. Inhale, full body stretch. Exhale, hug your left knee in, twist to your right. Reach out. Turn your gaze over your left hand. Inhale, full body stretch. And then exhale, hug your knees into your chest. Rock from side to side. Make little circles. Go in the opposite direction. in and then take your feet forward. Coming into your Shavasana, palms up. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh it out. Tuck your shoulders down your back so you're nice and flat on your shoulder blades. Take up some space on your mat. And rest. Allow your body to rest into your practice. As you rest in your Shavasana, set an intention for how you want to show up when you come up out of Shavasana and go on into the rest of your day. Do you want more ease? Do you want more joy? Happiness? Because if you show up that way in your own mind, in your own body, then that's what you'll receive. Embody what you want. And after you set that intention, let's take 3 deep breaths in and out of our nose. Breathe that intention in. Exhale out anything that doesn't serve that intention. If you want more ease, you have to exhale out anxiety. Bring your feet to the floor, knees up. Roll to your side. Come up with that embodiment of your intention that you want for the day. Bring your hands to your heart center. Bow your head to your heart. And then place your right hand over your heart, your left hand over the right. Feel your heartbeat and feel your breath. And thank you for sharing this practice with me. Namaste.